Cool. So, hey everyone, it's Lisa here from Business in Heels, and it's such a wonderful Tuesday. No, it's Wednesday. Goodness me. I'm wishing the week along. And I'm here joined today by Tanya, who is the founder and CEO and managing director of a multi-award winning national aggregator group and the only female owned and led one called Outsource Financial. She's the only female CEO, managing director of a mortgage aggregator in Australia, which is pretty awesome considering, how big the financial industry is. So welcome, Tanya. Thanks for joining us. And also I wanted to mention that you've got this extensive banking and finance experience. Tanya actually pioneered the third-party mortgage sector by creating diverse models to change the way lending was conducted in Australia. Wow, that's pretty big stuff.
It is, isn't it? It still is actually, which is good for the industry.
That's amazing. So, and last year you started appearing on TV. So you're now a TV star on The Secrets of Money Masters. So if people haven't seen it, it's on Channel 9. So that's amazing, Tanya. You've had an amazing career. So tell us a few of those other achievements that I haven't mentioned that make you a real standout.
Well, thanks, Lisa. I always get a bit embarrassed actually in talking about this. But I think, look, along the way, we've been an award-winning aggregator. So first and foremost, it's always been about the company for me in regard to the achievements. It's never just been about me. It always takes a team to build, and it's certainly taken the team to build Outsource Financial. But two that really meant a lot to me, I guess, was the last few years. Last year, I was named CEO of the Year in the Women in Finance Awards for 2019. And why that was such a biggie for me, because it was an acknowledgement and recognition across just not the finance or the mortgage industry, it was across all the other financial services sectors. So that was a really big, I was very, very excited. As was my members and the team, but that was a goodie. And then on top of that, again, in 2019, I was named as the MPA's Global 100. And again, why that was a biggie for me personally, because it just wasn't in Australia. It was global amongst over many countries and big ones at that.
That's just fabulous. And I think,
I think they got the name wrong, but anyway, hey, I took it anyway. No.
Yeah, you jest, but you deserved it. So 2019 was an awesome year.
It's amazing.
But nobody's an overnight success. It takes a lot of hard work to get there, which we appreciate. And as such, Tanya's actually a panelist in our up-and-coming Leadership Summit for Women in Finance. And she's going to be discussing culture, career progression, and understanding the unwritten rules. And I think she has got obviously an amazing amount of experience to bring to the table talking about some of those unwritten rules. So we thought we might share with you all just a little bit of a taster. So Tanya's obviously, as you can see, very passionate about what she does. But what sort of advice would you give to up-and-comers?
Yeah, there's probably 4 little bullet points that I've come up with, Lisa. One would be never compromise. And when I say never, I mean never compromise on your values or your ethics. One should never have to ask for respect. And I'm not saying you go in there and demand it, but one should never have to ask. I'm a big believer, and I say it all the time to my team and even to our members, action speaks louder than words. So the big thing is make your actions count in a good way, not a bad way.
Yes, and I so totally agree with you. Values and integrity, really, no matter where you are in your career, they're the things that are intrinsically you. So you've got to make sure you look after those.
You really do. The second one where I'm passionate about a lot of things, as you'll get to know me. One thing I have been passionate about in our industry in general is never blur the relationship line. Now, I have never, ever cross that line. And I know this could be probably a bit controversial. And I'm going, good, it should be, because it's a harsh truth that we speak on this bullet point. There's still stigmas out there, Lisa, being placed on women in the corporate arenas and professional sectors. You know, that's there. Is it ever going to go away? Probably not 100%, but hey, we're going to give it a good red crack at making sure we decrease it. And the only way we're going to do that is you just don't blur the professional relationship line. What I mean by that, look, it's great by all means, be friendly and close with some of your clients or your business partners and your stakeholders or your professional colleagues, but they're not going to be your BFF. And they shouldn't be your BFF. And again, I go back, and all these 4 bullet points all linking to one another, is that going out somewhere at a function, getting on the terps, making a fool of yourself is not going to do you any good. So going drinking and carrying on, I'm not saying don't go and have a drink and enjoy yourself, it is, but it's thin when that relationship line, if you overstep it. If you overstep it, it's a long way back. That's all I can say.
And everybody else who's there will notice it and all the rest of it. And I remember I was just recently listening to Michelle Obama's book, and she was talking about how they had to be so careful to, do everything just right because they wanted to be respected for their professionalism. I think it's, it's just the same thing.
It is. It really is. And, you'd see it yourself. Everybody that's watching this today, no matter if you're in the finance industry or in the other industry, you would have seen at some stage that, whether it's male or female, someone that's just gone over that line. And for them to come back for that, it's really tough. Being a female going over that line is even tougher to come back.
Yeah. Exactly. So as females, we need to, be more professional. And, unfortunately, we still have to work harder because the percentages of us are still less to get where we're going to. So that hasn't gone away, but hopefully we'll keep chipping away at those percentages.
We have to. And it's these type of things that's going to help, Lisa. It really is. Gone are the old days on the way business was done. That's gone out the window now. The pandemic has even made it even go further out the window. So, yes,
exactly. And that probably brings us to your other passion, which is Ivory Towers, is it?
It is this famous Ivory Tower. We crashed ours down very quickly. There was never an Ivory Tower at Outsource Financial. Never will be. Never has been. I'm again passionate and a big believer in that. For you to form strong professional relationships, it goes on all levels. Like, we're at Birkenhead, our head office is at Birkenhead Point, and I can tell you, my business partner laughs at me every single day because every time we go downstairs, because it's a big shopping complex and we're in the professional services office, that someone will walk by and they go, "Hi, Tanya, how you going?" And I go, "Oh, hi, Al, how you going?" And that would be the security guard. Walking further, "Yeah, hi, Tanya, how you going?" It'll be the lady that was a retailer at one of the shops here. And Andrew goes, "Who don't you know or say hello to?" I say, "No, and this is the Ivory Tower. There's no such thing." And so that should just go through all components and parts of a business, and no matter what organisation you're in. Of course, it has to be managed carefully. Otherwise, you can easily become monopolised. And I know this is probably blunt, but hey, why not? Let's be blunt today. You don't want to be monopolised by time wasters. And that's, I guess, the lesson you have to learn when you go on this journey of knocking down the Ivory Tower and not even being in one, on picking and choosing.
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
What you do on that side as well.
And look, it's a really good lesson for new managers. You know, it's important if you're managing to actually understand what your customers want, to get out there and really experience what's going on at the real face, but obviously you can't do that at the expense of all your other work.
Well, exactly. And no matter what level you are in an organisation, if you're a decision maker or contribute to decisions made in that organisation, how are you going to make an informative and educated decision if you don't know what's going on? So you're just going to go off on your own tangent and going, well, this is what I think. I say, don't do what you think, ask the people that it's going to affect.
Yeah, fantastic. And Tanya's going to be sharing with us some of the inside stories that go behind some of these points, which we're not going to tell you now. You do have to come to the summit if you want to hear those things.
And I guess the fourth one, Lisa, one of my bullet points is empowering, I guess, versus powerful. Be both. So empower, and again, be approachable. When we say empower, I ensure that every member of the outsourced team are empowered to contribute, to be creative, and they're always listened to. And then by doing that, you're also you're empowering them, and that makes them feel powerful. Now, what that does, and again, I say action speaks louder than words. What we have seen, and I have seen, is it breeds teams that are strong, united, innovative, creative, and hardworking. And that just describes, I guess, every member of, and I speak firsthand, every member and team member of Outsource Financial. I don't think Outsource Financial would have gotten to where it's gotten now just because I was the one, or Andrea was the one making decisions. We wouldn't have gotten there. I mean, I'm innovative, but am I creative? Oh, I'm not that creative, but I've got people around within the organisation that really takes us to another level on that. So we empower them, and then that they feel powerful within. And I think that's a biggie as well. So,
Absolutely. What a sum up and an explanation of why you're the CEO of the year, because all those key points wrapped up absolutely make an awesome culture and environment. It means anyone could come in and be successful working for you. So,
Definitely.
Fabulous points, Tanya. And, thank you so much for sharing them with us. Tanya, as you can see, straight from the horse's mouth, is a very real but incredibly successful CEO, and you can see why. So take some of those points to heart, ladies, because there's some really great value and truth in there. And if you want to hear some of the more interesting stories that apparently will curl your hair, you've got to come along to the summit, hey, on Friday next week.
I'll start growing mine, hey?
So thank you so much for coming on, Tanya, and sharing some of your knowledge and wisdom with us. Much appreciated. And we'll see you next Friday.
Thanks, Lisa. It's been my pleasure. Thanks, Liz.